Okay, so this is your boy, Jeremy, the God, and I'm here on a special presentation today with my cousin, Garrett, PYC, and we're gonna talk a little bit of politics today. I just posted something right before that was political, but now we're gonna start discussing this over the couple weeks because this seems to be an important time in the world, with the voting coming up, and who's gonna be the next president and how the world's gonna turn out, and just the views on everything. So it's always cool to have other perceptions and see how everybody feels and what they think is going on. But I want to introduce once again my cousin Garrett. Come on in.
Hello everybody, welcome back again. And this is a great series we'll be starting in the next couple of weeks here of the different topics and views of one every day. And today we're going to be focusing on the number one issue facing voters in the country. That is being cost of living and the economy. Obviously there's two different sides of it. And we'll start off with that one. Now, I'm a Democrat. I'm with supporting Kamala Harris and Tim Walz for president and vice president.
Pro blue.
I'm definitely a Democrat on there. So the issue is just back and forth on it, and today I'm gonna present my view on what Kamala Harris's plan is, because Trump doesn't have a plan.
Yeah, because I really want to hear this because I don't know for sure. I was hearing a little bit.
Well, we watched the first topic on it, and so
we did, but
Kamala Harris is about small businesses, a $50,000 tax credit for first-time business owners, small business starting up, because that's the backbone of our country. We also inherited an issue underneath Trump's administration prior of the cost of the COVID issues. Trump left us an economy that wasn't so great. President Biden and Vice President Harris have reduced the inflation. Now, the cost of goods going up is not the government's fault. It's because after COVID had happened, consumers and the businesses have gotten greedy to recoup money. Now, with our plan on the Democrat side with Kamala Harris, when she wins, is going to put middle class people first. Donald Trump, it doesn't have anything. He's got a Trump sales tax. He's got a trumped up economics plan that doesn't work. It's all about, he doesn't talk about you, the voters. He talks about himself and how he can save himself. He cares only about the Wall Street millionaires and billionaires. He doesn't care about the poor and the middle class. He's for Wall Street and not Main Street. And that's the thing. Main Street suffers while Trump and Wall Street prosper. Okay. I believe the corporate taxes and businesses should be taxed and regulated more. Donald Trump is not for the American people. He doesn't speak with you. He's ever watched his rallies, the way he speaks. He does not talk about you. It's always about him. Vice President Harris has a plan who wants to help America and help you. And it's important you get out and vote this. Even if you're a Trump supporter on this, or however you vote, at least vote. You can at least do that. But that's my stance, and that's my view on the economy as a Democrat. And if you have a rebuttal,
so I got two questions for you. One's gonna be on the blue side, and one's gonna be on the red side.
Okay.
Okay. So blue side, based off of what Kamala was saying, that's how you say it, right?
Kamala Harris.
Oh, okay.
Vice President Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris, Kamala. Okay.
Okay, Miss Harris.
Why don't we start calling her Madam President?
Because I don't know who's gonna be the president yet, so I don't want to say.
But that's where you guys come in America. Your voices are heard.
Vote. Yeah.
Go vote. It's an important election, and we're gonna go forward or we're gonna go backwards. Trump brought us backwards. We're moving forward. We're not turning back. Our values haven't changed, or some of our positions have, and that's the thing.
Okay. So here we go. So first question. Once I was listening to Kamala's Miss Harris's speech. She was focused on the fact of having a strong middle class.
Yes. And for years, the middle class is what builds America.
It is.
And many people times, our middle class has been destroyed because of the Trump sales tax or the Trump programs or the mess that he left with the coronavirus pandemic. Right now in this country, you're either in the rich class or in the poor class. The middle class is is no longer strong because
It's
of
starting to
the
thin out, yeah.
It is because
Yeah.
of the lack of jobs. President Biden and the Vice President Harris's plan has brought jobs back to this country. Our inflation is down. We fixed Trump's errors that he left us the mess to clean up. And this is the thing: you need a strong middle class because the middle class thrives. And the middle class is built even with small businesses, the small business owners. That's why we want to get a tax break. We want to continue to help the small businesses. Vice President Harris's second mother, she said, was a small business owner. Donald Trump was given millions of dollars, and so he never worked on their small business. But you feel like you and I, we own business together, and we're a small business owner. And that's the backbone of this country. And Main Street shouldn't have to constantly suffer for the greedy people on Wall Street and Trump's tax breaks for the rich.
Okay, so with that being said,
I'm sorry if you can tell I'm a Democrat and biased, but I'm presenting my view on it.
yeah, and I understand, and that's why I'm,
Absolutely. No, absolutely.
Okay, so even with that being said, now we have the middle class, right?
Yes.
And that's starting to, it's almost like it's getting pushed to being like you either have something or you
You're
don't.
either rich or poor.
Right.
A lot of the middle class during the coronavirus went from middle to poor.
So
Because of jobs and so forth, what happened because Trump shut down the country not in time. And yes, while we gave out stimulus checks, the thing is that didn't recover well because he left the economy when the coronavirus was going out before he left office. And we did have the stock market, everything was good, but that was only caring for the rich and the wealthy. It did not help Main Street or the middle class. The middle class actually was destroyed underneath President Trump because of the coronavirus.
see, I didn't even get on the red side yet.
Okay.
But where I was going with it is, do you think he's trying to like rebuild the middle class
Yes,
here?
absolutely. For sure. The middle class is the backbone of this
Right.
country, and the vice president is going to do that because without the strong middle class, who's the working class, the regular people that are the everyday Americans, you're going to see increases back in wages, bringing jobs back here, inflation down. We're going to bring down the costs of the inflation response from President Trump. Right now, President Biden actually, the costs are going down. Gas is coming down. The responses of people may be upset the original year of his presidency with, the cost of meats or whatever, the food going up or gas going up, is a direct response of the failure of the Trump policies. So yes, we are going to rebuild the middle class. Because without middle class, either the poor or the rich. And guess what? The middle class is what works. They've always been the backbone of this country, and they create jobs. They work. They pay taxes. They deserve a couple breaks here and there. They have families, so, and that's the thing. We also need to focus on bringing our poor people out of the city or wherever they are, and bring them out onto the educations and programs, and to get them off of their stuff and bring them into the working. Donald Trump has failed them as well. He's got a lot of racist, biased policies, and he doesn't like women. He wants to gentrify parts of the areas. He even had there you go. And on another issue on that topic, going off the topic quickly, in Charlottesville, he said he supported the Proud Boys. He had the people during the BLM riots, which they had a right to do during the police negativity and the shooting of an innocent person. When the response was the president cleared the military, the streets to come out and speak for a grand operating, as he's denying the right of a protest, a peaceful protest of people protesting the police officers who illegally or who unjustly shot an African American minority. And that's the thing with President Trump's policies. It's one basis. It's in the white supremacy and systemic racism that his side promotes. I encourage you to go to a Trump rally and watch what it is. We are we're being inclusive with the middle class on there, and Donald Trump destroyed the middle class because of his racist policies.
I think there is
Donald Trump also wants to shock gay people straight and denying them people and stuff. So you are isolating the majority of Americans on this stuff. So you can't create a strong class. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, but with that being said, right now, okay, so going back to just without getting into all those details that
Sorry,
you
I
were
just
saying.
wanted to make my point on it.
Yeah. If he's trying to build a new middle class or a stronger middle class or just
We're rebuilding and rebirthing it. Yes.
making sure that middle class still lives, then why should we have a lower class at that point? Because
in society, that's a great question. So the middle class we're rebuilding on it but you also have a poor class, and unfortunately that's just society and the difference. Because in actually a capitalist system, you have the rich, the middle, and the poor, and that's how it's always been.
The middle was a working class, though.
It is, and the thing is, though, is
so what does that make the lower class?
The thing is, though, but the Trump policies and the Republican policies, they forgot about the poor class people in the inner city, the minority groups. They were forgotten, and they were basically dependent on a social service systems. We want to help them get into the middle class, and get everyone off, and make them successful. The problem is when you have a systemic racism problem in a system that only benefits white people or law police or whomever, you have people that are targeted, and unfortunately they are left behind. And that's the thing, we're not leaving people behind. We're gonna work with our people to bring them into the middle class.
So based off of what you're saying,
but there's good people that don't want to do that, but we're working on it.
But besides that, wouldn't that cause a shift to actually kind of transition two classes together to create one class?
No, because you're still gonna have the people in the poor class, unfortunately, that don't want to respond to it, and that's fine. But you're still gonna have a poor class, and that's the negative part of the capitalist society. You can only help everybody, but we are. This is America. You have a right to achieve your dreams and get out what you want and you shouldn't have a president telling you what you can't do with your body or your health care, or denying you jobs because you're black or you're gay or transgender or whatever it is. Those people are Americans too, and it doesn't matter who you love. It doesn't matter if you're minority.
That's not middle or lower class.
No. But the thing is, though, the minority groups have been mainly in the lower class because of systemically racist policies that have kept them down for years. Even like with groups that they're targeting, and then people that are arrested in jail is mainly minority groups because they weren't given the same opportunities that many suburban white people have had. And that is due to the many policies like Ronald Reagan and Reaganomics and the trumped-up policies. Okay. So
I think we're going a little off topic right now.
I was just explaining why. Go ahead. Yeah, reel it back in. But I'm just letting Americans know that we have a plan for that. We have a plan to help you, and we're all inclusive. Whether you're gay, straight, transgender, bi, Asian, Democrat, or Republican, we are one America, and we're here to help.
Okay, so in my eyes, when Ms. Harris was speaking, she was focused on the middle class, which are basically the producers for the world.
Well, because you have the rich that don't need to work, obviously. But the middle class are the backbone of this country. They are the taxpayers. They're the backbones, the breadbasket. It's always been that way.
But they are also the ones that get told what to do, and...
No, I would say the poor class do, because they're brought into a system of where they're like, it's becoming like dependency politics or something.
Yeah, but they just live off of assistance.
The middle class, well, they
go to work.
And it's called enslavement politics. But the thing is, though, is you have middle class people that are told what to do, but they're told to do because that's their job. They work.
So is that
they report to employers.
Is that what she's promoting then?
Well, no.
Is hey, just do what we say type?
That's the other gentleman's President Trump's thing. We want to give a business. That's why we're giving tax breaks so people can start new businesses, and so forth. $50,000 for new business for startups. We don't have a Trump sales tax plan because that's destroying the middle class. We want the middle class to have opportunities and breaks and go out and not be restricted on the government anymore. We're giving tax breaks. We want people to create businesses because you want to know why? The middle class creates jobs. Small businesses create jobs in this country.
Okay.
And the former president destroyed that with his policies that only care about the rich. And if you ever notice, he doesn't talk about you. He talks about himself. He's a convicted felon and a criminal and indicted everywhere. He doesn't have a plan for you, America, unless you make $1 million or more. But the people that work every day and who struggle and barely to get by, he doesn't care about you. He never talks about that. It's always about him. We have a plan for you.
Okay, so I want to go to the red now. When I was listening to Trump, the main thing the main thing he was talking about was taxes. Everything he was basing his talk around was all taxes.
Yes, Donald Trump is.
So what do you make
Donald
of that?
Trump is giving the corporations a reduced tax rate, and Wall Street. His buddies on Wall Street. Donald Trump has not given the middle class or the poor class a tax break because he doesn't care about you. You don't fit his needs. If you don't have millions of dollars or more, he don't care. He doesn't talk about you. So giving the more of the rich people breaks, and they keep making the rich keep getting richer, and the poor keep getting poorer, and that's what's driving out the middle class. That one time the Trump economic tax cuts that he gave during his presidency have helped the middle class. And again, during the COVID pandemic we had, underneath President Trump, the rich got richer. They made money off of it, and he allowed it to happen. And that was a thing, America. And that was, you have to understand that the President Biden and Vice President Harris inherited this. We have lowered the taxes and we increased the taxes on the wealthy because it brought them at their fair share. They should pay their fair share.
Yeah, but I think Trump was putting out tariffs that the Democrats weren't doing towards other places when we were working together.
We did do that. The problem is Trump wanted to start a trade war with China, with President Xi, and but yet he refused to call President Xi out on the coronavirus, which we knew about. He gives his buddy Vladimir Putin tariffs. The thing is, though,